All right, y'all, welcome back. We just added Jamayan Theodore, three-star cornerback, in-state guy from the Baylor School, and I think that he's really good. We talked about that on the stream. Y'all please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel, but this is his profile, and we beat out a couple of, pretty big-name schools for him, but really, really good player, and we will be taking a look at some of his clips, and I'll be breaking down how his game looks. But first, let me show y'all what this has done to Tennessee's overall class. So we're now ranked 12th, okay, nationally, 5th in the SEC with a blue chip ratio of 56%. I think that looks really good. Total of 16 commits. So we'll scroll through. TJ White's now the second highest rated player with on three. All right, we'll see how long does that last. Does Gabriel maybe move up some, or do maybe both of these guys move up some, or maybe several guys can end up moving up? But we're doing a much, much, much better job now. Like, the class is starting to fill out. We're adding the cornerbacks that we needed to. We're adding pretty much everything. But this is Theodore right here, so y'all can see where he ranks at with this class. We'll keep on scrolling down, and Edward Baker is the last guy. But let me also show y'all this, because this is 24/7 Sports. This is their class rankings, and we talked about it last time. What was it, 22? Look at how much we just jumped up. We're now at number 13. Only 15 commits. I think we still have a chance to add probably 8 to 10 more players. Will we add more because we have more room this year? I think that that's definitely possible. So I'll keep on scrolling and show y'all. Florida's way down here. That always feels good seeing that. So Tennessee's doing a much, much better job. How many commits does Florida have? They only have, what is this, 8 total? No, is that right? Something like, okay, so it's a total. I don't understand this. They're saying, oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm tripping. 14, 14 right there. All right, so, yep, Tennessee, I think we do have a chance to maybe finish top 10 with this class, just based off of how things are trending at this point. But let's go on ahead and let's jump into Theodore's film, right? Let's just take a look at some of his stuff. You can see 4.4 40 guy, which is great speed. As we touched on previously, he plays on wide receiver. He also plays cornerback, and he has good ball skills. That's why you want to go out and get those players that play offense and defense, maybe even special teams, to play a cornerback. That's something that Coach Nez does a great job with. He also likes basketball players. I know, like, kind of back in the day, all of his secondary players, or at least most of them, they were, dual sport guys that would play, football and also basketball. He thinks the basketball players have really good ball skills. But that just kind of goes to show you what he's looking at with these guys. He loves that length, and this is a player, Theodore, that has really good length. I think he plays in a pretty good class in the state of Tennessee. The competition is not going to be super great, right? He's not going up against the absolute best players, but he is really good. So as we talked about, he plays a lot of that side shuffle stuff, which I don't absolutely love, because it's difficult to tell how does their game translate to the college level, but you can still see him with his transitions in and out of his breaks really good. I think that he has pretty fluid hips. That's something that he might need to work on some, but he has pretty much everything that you're asking for. And once we see some of the other, and also he can block field goals, that's really big. That's something that Coach Nez also typically does fine. It's players that do a good job on special teams of blocking those kicks and things like that. That's huge. Okay, you can never understate that. That's an easy way to flip that scoreboard around and make a really, really big impact play. But as we get into, like, once we get further into his film, you'll see him playing like more square to the line of scrimmage. That's more of what I would see him doing on the next level, because our cornerbacks don't typically play that side shuffle stuff. So that does show that his game will translate to what we want. He has really good speed, obviously 4.4 40 guy. And also, man, I think that he's pretty physical. Now, can he just play corner? I would say he's a guy that could definitely play at star for us too. That might, I don't know if that would be the best place for him, but I could see him, I could see him growing into that safety. Is that possible? He would have to gain some more weight, get bigger, maybe a little bit more physical, but we're adding to the versatility of this class of our secondary. We always bring in very versatile players. So I'm liking what I'm seeing from him, and that's actually, this is versus GMAC. But yeah, I'm happy with what I'm seeing from him, and I think that he's going to fit in well. Could he come in first year and help this team out? I don't know if that's the case necessarily, right? Like, I don't know if he would be like a first-year helper with this team, but his second year for sure, he's a guy that you look at and you say, man, we feel perfectly comfortable with him going out there and, playing some ball for us versus anybody in the SEC, with this gauntlet schedule that I'm sure that we're going to have in 2026. But really, really big pickup, and we still have more to go. So let me show y'all this. These are the players that are left. And we talked about Moa earlier. He could play safety. Joel White, he could also play at safety. And then we've got 2 more safeties, possibly left. Will Tennessee add all 4 of these guys if we can? Now, again, Joel Wyatt, Tennessee really wants him to play more like Leo, but maybe linebacker fits his skill set better. I'm not quite sure, but I would love if we could add all these guys. Now, he said that he doesn't want to add too many players at one spot in one class. I think that that's typically true, but this year you might need to do it just because we're so short-handed. Some people might end up leaving. You know, that's definitely possible after maybe like a year or two. That could happen, but it's better to bring up more than what you needed, and you know, instead of not as much as what you needed. But there's, you know, still other spots here. Several of these guys will be coming off the board very, very shortly. I think that this class, like we talked about, could definitely finish top 10. But I feel good about what the staff is doing at this point. It's not always just about those star rankings and ratings, and it's more about how do the players actually look and how do they fit into our scheme. We're getting guys that fit what we like to do to a T. So that's going to be it for me. Y'all please leave y'all's thoughts down in the comment section. And as always, please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. We'll see y'all on the next one. Thanks. Peace. Thanks for watching. And please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel because that keeps us growing inside of the YouTube algorithm. And if you did like this video, here's another one that you might also enjoy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We'll see you on the next one. Peace.